So if you're in these gaming streets, you would know that Peter Moore recently had an interview. He used to be one of Xbox executives back in the day, and he had a lot to say about the console war. And now everyone is reacting to what Peter Moore would have said. Listen.
I think that, the console wars that you're kind of alluding to were healthy for the industry. And look, I've said it before. We just, certainly I did, encourage the battle.
What did you say?
Because I think gamers loved to see Xbox versus PlayStation, maybe Nintendo as well. And that I think was a rising tide that lifted all ships there.
Yeah, boy.
It's different today. And when you see that, look what's happened with the acquisitions or the consolidation, and what Microsoft, and I still say, if they had the choice, would they make hardware? No.
And this is the only statement I will disagree with Uncle Pete. You see, Uncle Pete, Microsoft would have earned almost $3 billion in revenue on console alone in 2021, and that was when the console was maybe at 20 million. Now console sales is maybe significantly higher than 20 million, and one would guess that here what they are getting more revenue this time around in 2025. So unless someone could produce that $3 billion for Microsoft without the console, Microsoft will not get rid of the console. That's my point. That's the only point I will disagree with Uncle Pete with.
Would they be delighted if they could be a multi-$100 billion entity delivering content directly to television, to whatever monitor you choose to play on? You bet. And in the classically Netflix model, if you will, you just select who's playing this. 5,000 people playing this. I'm going to jump in right now. No latency, no lag. You're in. And there doesn't need to be a box between you and your controller and the TV set. But still, consoles are, as we're seeing, particularly with Nintendo now, people love their hardware. The acquisition of Activision Blizzard changed things, I think, I know at Microsoft. And so this is not the old days of the console wars and punching each other and trying to steal customers and trying to get market share and build your attach rate.
Right.
This is bigger than that in an economic sense.
Yes, that was an industry veteran there, Peter Moore, and that was his take on the gaming industry. It just goes to show that a platform, a company, does not have to sell the most consoles in order to be successful. There are many ways now, today, that a company could make a lot of money and stay relevant despite selling the most consoles. I mean, you try to tell these old ponies this, but they don't understand it. They believe the only way you can win is if you sell the most console. But I know these guys are just old.
Hello.
That's an old dog there. Another thing that has the gaming streets talking is Jimmy Neutron. You see, Jimmy Neutron is gradually growing in the pony community. Yes, he's growing in ranks when it comes to the pony band. Soon enough, he would be one of the 4 pony horsemen of the apocalypse. Yes, Jimmy Neutron is riding strong in the PlayStation community. You see, this week he had a lot to say about Xbox, of course, and this time the PC gamers. You can believe it, he's attacking PC gamers now.
The PlayStation commentary about games not coming to PC within 2 to 3 years. You PC guys are hilarious. You're hilarious as you get really upset and really angry at multiple bad multi-platform launches and multiple really bad ports to PC. Here's an idea. Maybe get your own games.
I beg your pardon?
Do you ever consider that? Maybe PlayStation investing in their ecosystem, their hardware, maybe Mark Cerny creating a relationship of trust with developers for the PlayStation 5, maybe somebody in the PC realm should do that. Maybe you're defending PlayStation too much? Where have I defended PlayStation? I'm talking about Steam. You said Steam was pro-consumer. I'm pointing out ways that I think you could claim that they're not. I'm pointing out ways that PlayStation does something that benefits me. Like, I play lots of co-op games, and I only have to buy the game one time. My kids are playing Hogwarts Legacy at the same time every Saturday. No problem. I bought the game once.
You keep talking, man, and you shut up.
Steam is pro-consumer. There it is. Oh, I wanted you to type that one. I've been hoping for that one for a while. I have just been waiting for someone to type that. Steam is pro-consumer. There it is.
Yes, Jimmy has been going out of his way to defend Sony this week. He said he's not holding back any punches because they are liars and they are truth tellers. And in his mind, he is a truth teller. But there was something that Jimmy would have said that really, gave me an idea for making this video. He was compiling a list. He was comparing PlayStation 5 exclusives compared to Xbox exclusives. Notice what he said in this clip here.
Let's do it. We don't have anything else to do. So as far as PlayStation first party announced games, all right, we have Yote, we have Intergalactic. I can't spell Intergalactic. All right, we have Death Stranding 2. Oh, MLB The Show, has it been announced? MLB The Show, I guess. MLB The Show. You have Soros. No competition, no roadmap. You don't have a roadmap from Xbox either. You have release dates for this year. You don't have a roadmap beyond that. So you could say that we don't have release dates. Yeah, we have Wolverine. You could say we don't have release dates. But Lost Soul aside, Phantom Blade 0. We're counting all publishing efforts because published games count. So we'll count, Ninja Gaiden or whatever for Xbox. I feel like I'm forgetting one. Yote, Intergalactic, Death Stranding 2, MLB The Show, Soros, Wolverine, Lost Soul Aside, Phantom Blade 0. 8. Is there any that I'm missing? And you want to cite Xbox's roadmaps, don't make me laugh. They haven't hit one yet. Every single one of their roadmaps is a disaster. So many of the games mentioned in their roadmaps don't make it on time, whether it's the alters or replaced or what was the other one that just happened? It happened with Fragpunk. It happened with 33 Immortals. It happened with Towerborn. Their roadmaps are a freaking joke. Oh yeah, we can't forget Marathon.
So what you just saw there was Jimmy trying to, name all these PlayStation games coming in the future. I mean, this list is kind of null and void, Jimmy. You know why? Because persons are concerned about what is coming this year. Persons are not concerned what are coming 3 years from now and 4 years from now. What is Sony providing for the PlayStation community this year?
Nothing!
Come on, Mr. Wonka. These ponies have something to play in 2025. They have this game, Ghost of Yote, is it? The game that some fans are not too sure about?
The Ghost of Tsushima sequel appears to be a big woke craziness. Now, a lot of people initially defended it, said, you know what, it's fine, we like games with female protagonists, it doesn't mean anything. But as more came out, these choices really appear to be part of the woke agenda from Sony. It's really, really bad, and it gets worse. Today, there's a big unveiling of some Sony agenda to push this kind of thing. It's real. It's not a conspiracy. And, they're already going down this path of if you don't like it, don't buy it, right?
Wait, Mr. Wonka. Maybe that one isn't the best example. They have Wolverine this year? Wait. Wait. That Wolverine needs a little work, Sony. You need to get on that. However, no, I think Wolverine is coming out maybe next year or year after. What does Sony have this year? Is it just Ghost of Yotun? No, they have that other game, Dead Stranding 2 on the beach. Yes, that game where you carry around a toddler and you basically deliver goods to Amazon or what have you. Yes, this game. Sony has the bangers this year. So in 2025, when it comes to first party content, these ponies, the same group that says they buy PlayStation consoles to play PlayStation games, would be eating, Ghost of Yotun and a questionable first party game, which is Death Stranding 2. Now, why do I say that Stranding 2 is questionable when it comes to being a first party game? Because Sony would have used some very strange, words to determine whether something is first party or second party or even third party. Listen to what is Sony's definition of first, second, and third party.
Sony clarifies the difference between first party, second party, and so on. There's been a raging debate about the meaning of first party, second party, and so on among gaming enthusiasts for eons. For the longest time, it was assumed first-party games were those published by the platform holder and made by internally owned studios, while second-party titles were those titles still published by the platform holder but made by non-owned studios. However, over the past decade or so, Sony has befuddled over-engaged fans by describing the likes of Death Stranding as first-party games.
Yes, Sony have been telling these ponies more lies than Beyonce is telling Jay-Z.
I like to thank my beautiful husband. My beautiful...
So, what gives? Well, in an interview with Sacred Symbols Plus, Paywalled, XPS Studios boss Shuhei Yoshida mostly put to bed the debate with a full breakdown. So, when games are made by a developer, even an independent developer, and published by PlayStation, we call them first-party games. He explained, for example, before Housemarque was acquired, they were an external developer and our external producers manage relations. But we funded the game and released the game as first-party, even though it was externally developed. Yoshida continued, we call second party when an independent company created the game and funded it or joint funded it. So the IP is still owned by that company. A recent example is Rise of the Ronin by Koei Tecmo. PlayStation published that game, so we call it second party. He concluded, and then third party exclusives we call partner titles. So some games like Final Fantasy 16 came out on PlayStation first, and that was a third-party exclusive. So that's the terminology. Yoshida added that during his tenure as PS Studios boss, he signed a lot of externally developed first-party games, although he acknowledged that second-party deals have been becoming more prolific of late. We always did lots of externally developed first-party when I was doing management, and PlayStation is still doing it. But the output from what we call second-party has definitely increased over the last few years. He noted, I remember the first example was Nioh and Nioh 2. Those games were created and published by Koei Tecmo in Japan and Asia, but outside Asia in the US and Europe. They were published by PlayStation, and that was a second-party deal in our terminology. That went very well. So, while it's still quite complicated, that should give a little more insight into how Sony sees the terminology. We'd summarize it like this. First party, a game published and fully funded by Sony, usually owns the IP. Second party, a game published by Sony with partial or full funding coming from an external company, usually doesn't own the IP. Partner title, a game published and developed by an external company launching first or earlier on PlayStation platforms. Third party, a game published and fully funded by an external company. It all gets a bit complicated, and you can see how there may be some exceptions to the rules where different contracts are in place. For example, Death Stranding 2. On the Beach is a game published and fully funded by PlayStation, but it doesn't own the IP, so it sits somewhere between first party and second party really. Nevertheless, it's quite interesting hearing Yoshida lay all this out. and it gives us a better framework to work with moving forwards.
You see, this is the wordplay that Sony needs to use in order to not make them look that bad that they are not publishing or they are not producing first-party content. You see, from the time Sony would have said that Death Stranding 2 is a first-party, that would mean that Sony is putting first-party games on Xbox, because Death Stranding 1, the first Death Stranding, is on Xbox. So, these ponies don't know what to do with themselves with that argument. But while the PlayStation community is, basically staying silent that they only have, 1.5 game, if so much, this year, it's very clear what Microsoft and Team Xbox is eating this year. I mean, just look at this list. Just this year alone, we have Avowed, Towerborn, South of Midnight, Doom, Outer Worlds, and we see what is coming for next year. Ninja Gaiden 4, Fable, and the list goes on and on. And we are not even talking about games outside of Xbox first-party games. We're talking about what is coming to Game Pass. Mixtape, Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 3 and 4. We have Expedition 33. We have Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. There are so many games, Atomfall. There are so many games coming on the Xbox platform, and even more so if it is you have Xbox Game Pass. I mean, there is no confusion. There's just game after game after game for anyone who is on the Xbox platform. So it's very sad to see how the goalpost has moved again. Now these guys are not talking about games. These guys are talking about console sales. These guys are talking about, Xbox is dead. Where are the games? Well, I mean, I thought this was about gaming. It's very clear that Microsoft has dominated so far 2025, and they're looking like they will dominate when it comes to games coming to their platform. But let me hear what you thought about today's video. Do you think that having Ghosts of Yotei and a first-party, second-party game, that's Stranding, enough for the year when it comes to, first-party content for any platform? Let me know in the comment sections below. Let me hear what you think about, Xbox roadmap so far for the year. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.